This handle on this push broom doesn't fit. We can attach it by using a plastic bottle. Cut off the top of the plastic bottle and then fix it to the handle using some screws and a heat gun. Next, we'll screw the cap to the top of the brush head. Simply twist the two pieces together and it's good as new. Next, we'll be installing a door handle. First, we want to mark out the faceplate so that it sits. We can hold it in place by using screws. Use a utility knife to mark around the faceplate and then remove the screws and the latch assembly from the door. Use a chisel to remove the outer layer of wood, like so. Next, we'll use a spade drill bit that's equal to the width of the latch assembly, and we'll mark the depth of the latch assembly into the drill bit. Now we can drill multiple holes to make carving out this space quicker and easier. We can then remove the remainder of the wood . Now line up the latch assembly with the mortise to the side of the door and mark where the handle and the lock will go. Drill the appropriate size holes for both the handle and the lock. Hammer the latch assembly into place if necessary and drill the screws into the faceplate. Insert the spindle and attach the handles. Make sure that everything works like it should. Here's a quick way to sharpen knives. Twist two nuts onto a long bolt and tighten the bolt into the chuck. Fasten the drill into the vise and turn on the drill while passing the blade between the two nuts to sharpen the knife. Next, we'll be making a miter box using this aluminum C-channel frame. We'll make our marks using a construction square, one at 90 degrees and one at 45 degrees. Use a hacksaw to cut through the metal. Now we'll place the wood in the frame and we can make even cuts with our handsaw. Here's one at 90 and here's one at 45. How about adding a depth stop to our handsaw? This will prevent us from cutting too deep. Add a long piece of rectangular scrap wood and apply some double-sided tape to the back. Next, we'll make our marks on the saw to the depth that we need. One mark on each end. Now we'll lay our depth stop just above our marks. Measure it one more time just to be sure. Now let's crack open some walnuts. Find a wide drill bit and drill a few holes into a piece of scrap wood, then lay another piece of scrap wood on top, and then hit it with a hammer. Pour everything out and our walnuts are peeled. Having a way to stabilize this angle grinder is a requirement for safety, so we'll need to make a holder. We'll mark out the circumference of the outer lip shield, but ultimately, the grinder will rest on the inner lip shield. We'll get the measurement of the inner lip shield and cut out a half circle like so. Now, we'll screw this holder to a piece of scrap wood, which we'll clamp to the table. Set the grinder in the holder and check if it's stable. If we need to cut the end of the baseboard square, we can do so by creating a quick saw guide with only right angles. Trim off the excess baseboard until it's square. When cutting with a jigsaw or even with a circular saw, cutting freehand will leave us with an uneven cut. We can use a speed square as a guide to make straight, even 90-degree cuts and 45-degree angle cuts. We need to change the sandpaper on our belt sander. Cut a long piece of sandpaper that matches the width of the belt sander. Now add some glue to one end and stick it to a piece of scrap wood. Now we can tear off some of the grit, leaving behind just the paper. Now we can add our super glue to the paper end and attach it back to the other end of the sandpaper. Slip on the new sandpaper and give it a try. The edges of this board aren't lined up. We can secure them to a piece of wood and run a router bit through them. Now our two boards should be flush. We can keep these hazelnut shells from flying everywhere by placing them inside of this wrench.
You want a clean trash bag always in the bucket? Here's a simple trick. But that's just a little thing. Now we're going to do bigger things. With the right markings, it's easy to get the metal profile firmly in place. Pliers will help make the construction even safer. Nails and screws on the floor can be dangerous. It's very easy to step on them. It's a good idea to keep everything out of the way. Refilling a lighter? Not a problem. Surprising as it may sound, we need a syringe, or rather, this little piece of it. We cut it up and we put it on the bottle. You're good to go. Here comes the fire. Again, those tricky corners. Too bad you can't make a house without them at all. Well, we have to find a solution. Let's try to lay laminate beautifully without unnecessary gaps and joints. Memorize how to do the markings correctly. Use the lid from any paint bucket. It will help you cut an even circle. Done. It looks great. You don't know how to secure wire pipes to the wall? Get some more corrugated pipe. Yes, you heard correctly. I know it sounds paradoxical, but soon you will see. 2 small pieces of corrugated pipe. Screw them to the wall. Let's see how it works. Look, it's holding up great. A bank card will help make accurate measurements. Don't worry, it won't get damaged. How easy is it to clean a paddle mixer? Wait until everything dries out. As you can see, it works. To do painting work at height is not easy, especially if you're short or if you don't have a ladder. And if it's both of them, you cannot miss our life hack. Luckily, you will only need 1 rope to bring it to life. It may seem easy to mark up a piece of wood, but the pencil keeps crumbling. We can avoid that by using the border of a measuring tape. A nail will help hold the wire firmly in place. Hook it like this and wrap it all around the nail. The nail can be bent or hammered better. To hide a screw in the wood, it's good to make a small hole the size of the head of the screw. Did you know that foam cans are full of surprises? For example, there are balls like this inside each of them. If you don't remove them after work, they will stick to the vault. We don't need that at all. I think it's time for a little rest and a snack. Work has made me hungry. I suggest making a salad with green peas. Do you know how to open the can?